What's going on? What's going on, peoples? Welcome to Beijing Reds TV. It's your boy Beijing Barnes, Beijing Pops. We are live with the match reaction from yesterday game, Liverpool versus Arsenal. What a game. Probably one of the best games of the season so far. But we got a lot to chop up today. Those who are in the chat, bless up for joining us. We ask that you like, comment, subscribe. And let me have a fun one today. So big up everyone. Big up me. Like and subscribe, everyone.
Marky in the house. 2-2.
Result. Marky, you did, boy. You did. Afternoon, LFC Aaron. Big up to you.
Good afternoon.
Have a good stream, guys. Big up, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, big up.
Yeah, Pops. So
yeah.
Good comeback game from Liverpool to show some mental toughness yesterday. They showed Liverpool of old, per se, from the second part of the first half on to the second half. Come back and got a 2-2 draw. We technically should have won that game, to be honest with you. And we could go down in one of the chances that would have made that result a lot better. But I'll take the draw. What we really did is put Arsenal into the pressure cooker and know them in a real fight now, because City got a game in hand on them. They're only 5 points clear, 6 points clear. The game in hand, City win, puts them 3 points clear, and they still have to play each other. And City obviously got the better goal difference. So that is going to be a real interesting stretch to the end of the season in these last few games. And to me, Arsenal got the tougher schedule than City, so that could be a madness. Big up John Conway.
Big up Conway.
Pop. So what was your take on the game? How you feel about it?
After 30 minutes, it was a squidly, and after 90 minutes, it was all right. I could live with that. So
yeah,
I think there was a lot of redemption for a lot of players yesterday. Hopefully, and again, it's just one of them moments where you say, hopefully this is that point in the season where everybody realizes we can still play some football and actually apply themselves for the last 9 games. I mean, there ain't much left in the season for us, but as fans, you still want to be able to watch the games and be entertained and enjoy the football. So let's hope that the fellas turn up going forward, because for 30 minutes yesterday, it was, Jesus, diabolical, man.
It was bad. I agree. It was bad. The guys here could really hold their heads up this morning at training from that result in the second half. We can talk a bit about Arsenal and their man, Granit Xhaka, awakening that Anfield crowd.
Our man, Granit Xhaka.
I know, right? I watched interview there with Roy Keane. And Roy Keane said he cannot understand why he wake up that crowd. Gary Neville made comments about it as well. That crowd was very, very, very quiet. They had the game in their hand, and then you go and do something to awake the sleeping giant. And both of them men say Anfield already is a tough game, and then when the crowd get into it, it's going to be an even tougher game, especially the last 15, 20 minutes with Liverpool pounding at you coming at the cop end. But look, Xhaka don't understand. His manager did it last season, get the crowd amped up, and then we put a lashing on them. And then this season, his team squarely had the game in their hands, and he go and do a madness to get the team pump up. He even got Trent pump up, and I haven't seen Trent that animated in a very, very, very long time. So which is good to see, and hopefully that kickstart him now for the rest of the season to really, really push forward and play how he normally plays, because Trent has not been himself this year. A lot of them hasn't been, but him in particular has not been himself and has not helped our situation whatsoever. LFC
Great
Aaron
comment, LFC Aaron.
Class yesterday, perfect minutes, silence, observe, and no strategic chanting. That was a class act. Facts. And also before the game, the day before, Arsenal went and paid tribute for the Hillsborough situation. With flowers and stuff, and that's a class up with the organization. A big up to them for doing that, for sure. Big up Uncle Rods.
Big up Uncle Rods.
Big up. I can send you the link right now, Uncle Rods. Let me send it to you right now. Pops, me saying that, how what was your take? What positives can you take from this game?
Well, at the beginning, I mean, as I see Aaron says, and you mentioned it again, the tribute was immaculate. So big up to both sets of fans, obviously more so the Arsenal fans, because the traveling fans sometimes have a way of dealing with certain things that shows a serious lack of respect. So big up all the Arsenal fans for that. I think there's a mutual respect to a large degree between the two clubs, because the Arsenal fans, the Arsenal players, I remember bringing flowers onto the pitch back in '89 as well. So this goes all the way back to the actual event at Hillsborough. So hopefully you'll see more of this than less. So it's sad that you have to say it, but it's good that it happened. And I think our fans were up for it at the beginning, but after the first few minutes, Robbo slips, Saka's in behind, VVD, Trent, Robbo, everybody in a mess, AB at the back, 1-0 within 10 minutes. You can suck the life out to the ground very easily. So it's up to the players now to give it back to the fans.
Yeah. Let's see. Aaron Trent was brilliant in the second half. The way he took control of the game yesterday reminded you of Gerrard. Yeah, I think, and I made reference to it a little bit earlier, that situation with Xhaka really lit a fire under Trent. And he took that game by the scruff of his neck and commanded his position and played smart football. That we weren't a liability on that end. Yeah, Martinelli, he can't outpace Martinelli. I mean, not a lot of people can, but Martinelli really didn't do nothing at the second half of that game, to be honest, to be some sort of threatening when it comes to Liverpool. And on that comment with the Arsenal fans, go ahead, Pops. Go ahead.
No. You go. Keep going.
On that comment with the Arsenal fans, you know what? As much as I don't like Arsenal, I don't like their fan base, only because they say some wild takes. And it blows my cool and it blows my mind, right? Their fan base is very respectful in general. You don't hear them getting into a lot of these stupid comments and situations like how the Chelsea fans are and some other clubs. They actually are very, very, very respectful to the opposing teams, and I gotta give them kudos for that. To be a fan base, I know you're passionate about your team, but to show respect and be respectful towards the other teams and not doing any madness or shouting or saying any madness, I give them kudos to that from the organization right back down to the players. Good for them.
100. I mean, the problem with, I guess, especially social media now is that you can find toxic fans for all fan bases, and oftentimes it's the minority, and then people use that small brush to paint a bigger picture. And then you got some idiots in the grounds. Wherever you go, you can find some idiots doing some idiotic things, and it's up to the fans in the stands to police their own people, to be honest.
Look, we got a special man coming in here right now. This is gonna be fun. Oh my goodness. I give you so much respect that he showed up again today, right? Guna, my brother.
You know what? I ain't even, you're lucky, I ain't even got long, I totally forgot. I ain't got long, but I'm here. How's everyone doing, man? How is everyone doing?
We good,
man. We good. I offered you a draw, goodness. I offered you a draw. You didn't want it, You slapped my hand. You slapped my hand away.
Listen, man. Listen. You know what? It's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. And listen, I'm sure we're gonna get into it. I got about 20 minutes, so listen, let's get into it, man. Let's
go.
All right. Let me get into it. All right, cool. I can give you guys one of props right now. The first half an hour of that game, you guys were in complete control.
Hold on 1 sec, because I can't even hear you now. It's my thing. 1 second.
Yeah.
1 sec. Try again. Say something again.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Welcome to Anfield. Welcome to Anfield.
Yeah, I can hear you. Like, Major Potts, you're a nasty guy, You're a nasty guy, man.
I'm a nasty guy.
You're a nasty guy to me.
You remember this? I offered you a draw and I said, let's shake on it. You said no. You chose violence.
Listen, man. Sorry, anyway, say, how you doing? Yeah, say.
We good.
Good,
So
good,
what I was
man,
saying
we
is
good.
that the first 30 minutes of that game, you guys were in complete control. And you watch along me and Pops was saying the same thing. We were not playing well at all. We were bad, very, very, very bad. However, when the situation happened with Xhaka and kickstarting that crowd and got Trent animated and lit a fire onto him, I made the comment in the watch along. Why did you just do that? You don't know what you're gonna do. You're gonna you not gonna awaken the sleeping bear. And what gonna happen when you awaken the sleeping bear? It can be bear pressure. And so said, so done. Pressure was on from then. And then you guys were not as dominant as you were. And then I can tell you from the last 10 minutes of the first half on to the entire second half, you guys were in some serious trouble. And I know you're an honest guy. And that's why I respect you so much. You man got lucky you walk out of there with a 2-2 draw because it could have been 5-2 easily with that second half. You feel the same way, Gunnar?
You know what? I'm gonna say, look, first half. Let me not talk about the first half an hour or first 35 minutes. Let me talk about the rest of the game now.
Yeah.
I want to say props to Liverpool. Listen, 100%. I hold my hands up. You look turn up, you turn out. The second from about probably at 35th minute onwards, you lot showed up and you showed out. You came to the party. A lot of your players who weren't performing, who has not performed throughout the season, I think they actually turned up. Now listen, my thoughts on Salah. Forget the penalty for a second. I thought he was menacing throughout the game. I thought, and I'm never going to slander him because he could help us win the league now because of that penalty miss. So listen, Salah, you're the best player in the Premier League ever. You're better than Henry. I don't mind, man, because listen, that penalty, you did nice to me. But I thought he was really good. I thought he kept going. He kept going. Some of his finishes were poor, like they were poor, but I thought even that chance in the last minute, that was a great shot, but it was just an even better save from Ramsdale. So I have to say, look, great performance from Liverpool. I thought Trent, when he decided to not get bullied anymore. I don't think defensively he was even still great in the second half, but I will say when he came in a little bit more into the middle, he was popping the ball around, he was getting on top of the ball, and he was creating real good opportunities. I thought Henderson, listen, I have to give him some props, man. Henderson showed up, man. And I even said to you before, I said on a preview, I think if you will go back to it, I said, if you played Harvey Elliott, that's like 10 men. If you play Hendo, it's almost like 9 men. So listen, he came to the party as well. And I think even someone like Fabinho, listen, solid. I think I think he's solid. I think he actually dominated party. I think he did. I think he dominated party. So I think, when we talk about Liverpool, we can talk about all the, inadequacy, of your team. But ultimately, you did what you needed to do and you could have won the game. But I think in every title season, and you guys will know that, having been through 3 or 4 of them in the last couple of years, you're going to have a couple of games against some big teams where you either struggle or you can't. It's just a difficult game. And sometimes you got to show a different way of playing. You have to show a different way of playing. And we did that. And yeah, that's just kind of where I look at it for me, man. I kind of look at it and I say, look, Liverpool, it's a hard game, man. Like, you beat Man United 7-0 when you were crap. You beat bloody Man City 2-1. Was it 2-0?
1-0.
1-0. Apology. 1-0. When you were even worse and they were even higher in top. So I think, look, when you look at all of that, listen, man, like, fair play. I think in truth, it could have been 2-2, which it was. It could have been 5-2, and it could have been 3-2 to us. That's how it is. And we can say it could have been 5-2 to you, but some poor finishing, some great saves. I think it's a fair result.
Ramsdale stood on his head. I'll be honest with you. He made some incredible saves yesterday, and I got to give him his props. I didn't think that he was that good of a goalie, but this season has proven to me that Ramsdale.
We've been trying to tell you, man.
Yeah, he should honestly, in my opinion, and people could clip me up for saying this, he should actually be England's number 1.
There you go.
That's not hard. But that's not hard.
That's not hard.
We know that that's an agenda with Southgate.
Oh,
before we get more into it,
is useless.
Let me bring in Mr. Rods.
Yeah, we say, man. Listen, Listen, good. I'm not coming to cook you today. I ain't coming for that. You know what it is, right? From yesterday, and I said this on my show before. On the show before, I was on a Tottenham guys show for youth and out from Malaysia and them thing there. Anyway, I said it in this show. I said, listen, the way that the Arsenal fans behaved yesterday, and the touch that Mikel Arteta did yesterday by wearing that 96 and everything that. I'm saying it now. I literally want Arsenal to win the title. I want Arsenal to win the title. Now I'm saying that with chest. I want Arsenal to win the title because what Mikel Arteta did yesterday, he didn't have to do, you know. He didn't have to do that. But he showed class and respect, you know what I mean? And the fans at the day show respect as well, right? Do you know what I mean? And like the game to me at the end of the day, right? It started off how I thought it would start off because Arsenal at the top of the league, yeah, and they ain't at the top of the league for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? As much as I probably don't really like it, but they have been playing good football. They have been packing these teams away. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're at the top of the table for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? So I thought, yeah, do you know what I mean? That's what it's going to be. But I did think it turned that day with the Granit Xhaka thing. And then sort of like Liverpool started to get the ball goal, the crowd started to get riled up and so forth. Do you know what I mean? But still, at the end of the day, right, I still think at the end of the day, there's certain individuals in the Arsenal squad, like Thomas Partey, I thought he played well. And as a person at the end of the day that I respect. Because you see, when all that problems was happening, all little trouble was happening, where was Thomas Partey? Thomas Partey was just holding his corner. He didn't get involved. Why would you know what I mean? And I do think at the end of the day, something like Granit Xhaka, I think it's a liability. That's me. I think it's a liability to your squad. Because you can probably look back on this game, yeah, at the end of the season, and think, right, if you win the league, you're probably thinking it's down to Ramsdale and everything that what he done, his heroic saves and so forth. But if you lose it, you might think, well, isn't it down to Xhaka and they losing his school and then they and round the crowd?
Let me just say though, Uncle Rods, though. Let me just say one thing. And listen, again, you guys will know this more than anybody because you've been through it. Mm-hmm. The title actually isn't always won against the big teams. It's against the smaller teams. So you know who I'm going to be looking at? I'm going to be looking at when we lost against Everton, who were bottom of the league at the time. I'm going to be thinking about the Brentford result. Now, listen, we got done because it was, that was a game where they didn't even draw the lines and the guy was offside for us at home. But I'm also going to say, listen, we went 1-0 up. We should have seen the game out. I'm also going to think about the Man City at home game where we should have actually at least not lost the game. It was 1-1 and we ended up losing 3-1. So I can Southampton, look where they are. So look where they are in the league right now, and we drew 1-1 with them. So those are the games where I'm saying, you know what? That's where and you know what? For Man City, if they don't win it, they're going to be looking at the Evertons at home. Where they drew 1-1. They're going to be looking at Nottingham Forest away when they drew 1-1 and they had something like 20 shots on target and they couldn't score. Haaland missed an open goal. Foden missed an open goal. So for me, that's what I'm going to be looking at. And my only reason why I'm never going to get on the likes of Xhaka, the guy's been immense for us this season. Like he could genuinely go and play of the season. One of the players of the season. He's got 7 goals. So listen, yesterday, I'm not going to put that down to him. I think you have to show up and show out as a player. I know each and every single one of you. If you saw a man from your team getting, moved to by one of the opposition, you would want Van Dijk. Look what happened when you went Old Trafford when the incident happened with Bruno when he was all trying to move up to who was it? Was it one of the young players, Harvey? And who came up?
Oh no, it was when Ronaldo kicked. No, Ronaldo kicked Trent. Kicked the ball at Trent. And then Ibu came up. Ibu to come up and
So for me, I'm like, yo, Xhaka is a big man. He's 30 years old, and you can't be having this little 23, 24-year-old trying to kick out and do all of this. Like, no matter what, do you know what I mean? So sometimes you got to hold your own. You don't go above.
Do you think, so to cut across you, Gunnar, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what I said, but don't you think at the day, knowing what the Anfield crowd is like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. To do something like that, do you know what I mean? And get the Anfield crowd up, do you know what I mean? Can scuff your chances of actually winning the game. Do you understand what I'm getting at? I think that's what I'm trying to say. So like, any other place, I would say like, you know what you're saying is right. But when you come to Anfield and you kind of got to do things different, not react to certain things. And I think that
I hear you, but you also have to think the incident happened on the left-hand side of the pitch. They scored through going through the left-hand side of your side, our right-hand side, and then it was that nice bit of skill from Curtis Jones. He obviously moved it onto Jota, and then he crossed it over. So in truth, that was nothing to actually do with the whole Xhaka incident. It wasn't like Xhaka gave away a free kick. It was something that happened further up on the pitch on the other side from where he was. So listen, man, sometimes you know what? And listen, let's talk about the piece of skill from Curtis Jones. I think he was good yesterday. I think you have to just say that a certain piece of skill outdone a man, and the same way how I have to say that Trent, you outdone Zinchenko, I have to talk about Curtis Jones. He outdone. So sometimes you just got to say, look, you got outdone. Like, I don't really want to talk about the whole crowd because listen, I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the game with sound because I was obviously at the studio. You can't hear the sound. So I'm at the AFC.
Right.
This morning, when I watched it back, there wasn't really much of a difference in the crowd. I didn't hear much of a difference. I at least you got the clip on my phone. There wasn't much of a difference. I know they were a little bit more rowdy, but what I'm saying is that incident itself, if you didn't score, then no one would have spoken about it. That's literally what, if you didn't score the goal, then it's only because you scored so soon after the incident that it's now it's a talking point. I don't think that was a problem.
Right. Okay.
For me, in the moment, I couldn't hear anything. So it's
fans who were in,
I'm just like
fans who were in the ground. Lee said it was sort of like a touch paper for them, similar to the Arteta moment. It actually changed the atmosphere inside the ground. But at the end of the day, Xhaka is going to react because he thought he got fouled by Ibu.
Yeah.
And he got up and just charged that Trent passed the ball off. It was a late challenge. He and Trent obviously can get into it because it was a late challenge. And then Trent, having been booked, decided, all right, let me just G up the crowd. And that was it. The crowd went mad. And I think also one of the things that we have to look at here is Klopp is being killed recently for everything that's happened. He made a subtle change in the second half to say to Trent, you know what? Move a little further up the pitch into that pseudo midfield role where him, Henderson, and Salah, were in that triangle working, which is why Gunnar Lee was praising Henderson and was on Salah saying, well, look, he didn't give up after he missed the penalty. He kept playing.
Yeah.
The thing...
Go on.
Karen. You
know what I was going to say though, and this is the only reason why I don't agree, because you had a couple of chances prior. You know, the Andrew Robertson chance, you had a chance then. You know,
we don't talk about that, Guna. He can't score a goal to save his life if it depended on it. Andy Robertson.
He should have closed his eyes.
My point is that you had opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you just didn't have nothing. Yeah. So that's where you scored a goal, and I think you even had a chance from, was it Salah or Jota in the first? You had before you scored the goal.
No, Henderson.
Okay, so you had that.
He skied over the bar, didn't he?
Yeah, he skied over. Yeah. So for me,
that was
what I'm saying.
That was actually from Jota.
That Xhaka incident was after you had one or two small opportunities to score a goal. So that's just where I'm looking at it. I'm saying, look, I'm not going to put down this draw to the fact that you guys, you know, kind of got riled up and, you know.
Yeah.
Gunnar froze.
Gunnar froze too. I think he's frozen it.
The thing about
he's talking fact, though. He's talking fact.
But we had the chances, but they scored the second goal. And at 2-0, you could see our players started to look down. And as fans, you were thinking, Jesus, not this again. With this lackluster performance, and then the incident happened. Then we scored to make it 2-1, and you could see the pendulum swung in our favor. The question then really is if we forget the incident, let's forget the incident. What happened to Arsenal then in terms of their reaction? Because we took over the game, and all I could see from them was, in all honesty, a lot of the dark arts. There was a lot of going down, looking for a free kick, looking for a foul, trying to slow the game down, as opposed to trying to reimpose himself back on the game. So
I do think at the end of the day, sort of in respects to Arsenal, I think that coming to Anfield and then is a bogey ground for them. It seems like the last 10 years is a bogey ground for them. So I think, on top of the fact that they had that situation there with Xhaka, and it did get the crowd up a little bit. He did get the crowd up. He did get the crowd up. What I think is then in the day, right, is like they kind of like, I don't know, they kind of like lost their way in a certain way. And I think it might be down to the fact at the end of the day that Anfield is a bogey ground for them. Do you know what I mean? Like for instance, when we used to go to Highbury and like the Emirates, that used to be a bogey ground for us. We never won there often. We never really won there. It would be a draw. It'll either Arsenal will beat us down there, or we will draw down there. Do you know what I mean? We got bogey grounds on, and I think what it is at the ground itself after for Arsenal in the last 10 years, it's been a bogey ground for them. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard for them to get the victory up them still.
Yeah.
So it could be mixed into the fact that the Xhaka thing, or it could just be the fact that it's sort of like this is a bogey ground for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
But I did think they played well. They did play well for that. I was impressed with people like Gabriel Jesus. I was impressed with Martinelli. I've always been impressed with him. I've always liked Martinelli as a player. I was impressed with Thomas Partey. I was impressed with Odegaard. Do you know what I mean? Even Saka. Even Saka, I was impressed with him. I've always, there's are players in the Arsenal squad at the end of the day that I am impressed with. That's why I would like, apart from let's take the class bit out of it, yeah, or what they did yesterday and the day before. Let's take that out of it. Because remember the day before they laid the flowers, yeah? Let's take that out of it. On top of the they have got some players in their squad and everything that I rate, and I would like to see them get a Premiership title. I would like to see them get it, because a lot of these players like Saka have worked very, very hard for the Arsenal team to get them to where they are. Do you understand what I'm saying? And Ketia has worked hard. You know what I mean? Although he's been injured, and Ketia has worked hard. As you said as well, Gunnar Lee, Granit Xhaka has been working hard. Do you know what I mean? Thomas Partey has been working hard. So I think in some way, look, at the end of the day, right, I hate to say this, because I don't think anybody deserves anything. But for the hard work that Arsenal's put in this season, they do deserve to come out with something, whether it be, you know what I mean? And the only thing they could come out now, obviously, is a Premiership, because obviously they're out of all other competitions, but the Premiership still, because they've been really, really working hard. And I would like to see them come out with a title. I've changed my trajectory, because before at the end of the day, I was Man City. I'm not afraid to say that. But when I see the way that sort of like Arsenal carried themselves yesterday, I think, you know what? You deserve to win a title. And I hope you do. I hope you do win the title.
I think as well, though, like for a lot of fans are now looking at it and saying, look, with Man City, it almost did seem a little bit like a one-band team with Haaland. He was the one scoring all the goals. I know now, De Bruyne is turning up. Grealish is now turning up. Like he's coming up a bit more, but I think with Arsenal, it seems to be everybody's been part of it. Everybody's, chipped in. Everybody's had their moment. You think even at Reece Nelson, the goal he scored against Bournemouth, everybody's had their shining light in this for this season. But I think even, I heard you guys talking a bit earlier on just before I left, and I remember like yesterday, I think the issue that we had is a little bit of the arses. They fell a little bit. They fell out of the bottoms a bit, and I think if we had, like back in the day, remember Chelsea, when you were going up against Chelsea with the Champions League and the league and all that, they could bring on like a Malouda. Remember like Solomon Kalou, they could bring on like a Ballack off the bench and have Essien. They had men that would be like, you know what? I don't care about the Anfield crowd. I'm still going to get forward. I'm still going to play that risky pass. Whereas I think some of our players, it was just like hoof it up and soak up pressure. But you can't do that at Anfield, man, because they're going to come in waves, and the cop, then they're just going to try and suck that ball into the back of the net. And Ramsdale did his best impression to not let the ball go in the back of the net. But I think if Saka was maybe 24, I think if Martinelli was 25, I think if Jesus was maybe 28, I think we would have been able to win the game. I think we would have seen it through, because we would have just made better decisions. You think about the last opportunity we had when Martinelli was clean through to pass it to Saka. You could have played that ball. An experienced guy, a Jorginho, would have played that pass the right way of pass. But we didn't have that, unfortunately. So listen, man, I think, as I said, I know you guys had a much better XG, but I think a 2-2 result was a fair result, because I think in the first half, we could have been 4 goals up easily, quite easily. We had a couple of, even in the second half, the Gabriel header, which went straight into the keeper. I think the chance from Saka, where I think it was Robertson who stopped the ball going across. I think it was I think in chances it was an even game. Honestly, I do. I just think that, you know, it's circumstantial. But listen, as I said, I'll give you all the props, man, because you man turned up and showed out. Real talk, you did.
Yeah. I know, Guna, you're not going to be here along with us, so I want to ask two particular questions to you. The first one is going to be to everyone, and y'all can weigh in. Me and Pops was talking about this prior to coming on the stream. The situation with that referee and Robertson, that's uncalled for, in my opinion. Because I got to call it right down the line. If a player can't touch a ref, which you shouldn't be able to, you're going to hold a suspension. You have to hold the same energy the same way. A match official should not be putting his hands on a player. Period. So whatever comes in the investigation, because apparently now he's on suspension until the investigation happens, we can see what happens. But Pops brought up some wonderful tips to me that I didn't even realize. After the situation with him and Robbo, every single decision that was controversial, this referee or this linesman made it. So you remember in the second half, Guna, we were pushing and he called an offside call real fast when it could have been borderline offside.
On the left-hand side, I think it was on the left. Yeah.
And he at the bottom of the field. And he called that exceptionally fast. And I said to Pops, that is the quickest offside flag I've seen all season. What happened there? You should have let that play, because we ended up getting a corner of it. Should have gotten a corner, but it ended up being offside. But they didn't even go to VAR. Anyway, that is the same linesman that had the altercation with Robbo. And that's not the only one. Pops could bring up some of the other ones that he was involved in, that I was like, does this man know, because he got in this altercation now, holding something against Liverpool, that he's just going to blow this whistle against them, regardless of what it is? What's your thoughts on it, Guna? How do you feel about that whole situation? If it was an Arsenal player, or regardless if it's an Arsenal player, regardless, the situation in general.
Again, you know what? It's hard, because yesterday when the incident was happening, I wasn't even really clocking what was going on, because it was obviously, it happened like half time. At half time, I kind of left the area, so I didn't really see it. Only this morning I saw it, and you know, from what I saw, I feel like the linesman, he made a mistake. I think what he thought was Robertson was coming a bit too close, and I think he kind of put his arm up. That's just what I took. But listen, however accidental it is, I think he's going to be in trouble, because you just can't do that. You can't do that. And as you're right, if the shoe was on the other foot, you can tell straight away that Robertson would have been out for a minute. And you know, if you see, Robertson was fuming, because he kind of said he elbowed me in the chin. That's what he said. You could hear him mouthing that, or you could see him mouthing that. So it's mad, because for him, he's probably thinking, yo, like, what the hell has just happened to me? I've basically been assaulted, because that is what it is. It's assault. So it's a tough one. But you know what? I think the referee was poor. I don't think the referee had I don't think he had a good, game at all. I think even the penalty. Again, it'll be interesting to get you guys' points in it. I didn't think that penalty should have been given. I don't know what you guys think. I don't think that was a penalty. I think if that happens anywhere else on the pitch, that's not a penalty for me. But I could maybe see the second one from Salah, the one right at the end, that looked like a penalty to me. So I don't really feel like he had a good game at all. But sticking on your point about the Robertson thing, I think, look, like it was a stupid thing for him to do, but I don't think it was intentional. I don't think he actually wanted to. I think Robertson came a little bit too close. And even so, really and truly, Robertson's got to hold a little bit of a talking to, because you shouldn't be going up to the linesman like that anyway. As an adult, as a professional, you can't go up to your superficials or anyone in a higher power, because the linesman's got a higher power than him on the pitch. He referees the game. He helps to referee the game. You can't go up to him and start shouting and swearing in his face, because then he may think, you know what, I'm feeling intimidated. So he's put his arms up to protect himself. So it can be seen both ways. It can be seen both ways. So that's why I think it's a little bit more tough. But it'll be interesting to see what you guys think and about the penalty incidents.
Sorry, go on, Pops.
Yeah, go ahead, Uncle Ross.
Okay, basically, first one, I think referees overall need to be held accountable. Do you understand what I'm saying? They need to be held accountable because we players at the end of the day on the pitch and they are held accountable for their actions. No matter what they do, they're held to the accountable for their actions. So, excuse me, referees need to be held accountable for the same thing. You know what I mean? You could say at the end of the day, sort of like that Ray Robertson went up to him and I think that probably was off key. But what he then should have done is said, look, hold on, whoa, keep your distance. Keep your distance. Say what you need to say, but keep your distance. He didn't need to put his arm like that and elbow him. He didn't need to do that. Do you know what I mean? So he has to be held accountable for that. Do you know what I mean? I think referees over the whole season and they are being trashed. Over the whole season's been trashed. Because I've seen some like decisions at the day that I think, do you know what I mean? Like where you're going with this. Yeah. As for the penalty yesterday, that they did. The thing is about it, I've seen them give them, I've seen them haven't given. Do you know what I mean? I've seen penalties that given, I've seen penalties that not given. Do you know what I mean? What I would like at the end of the day when it comes to referees is consistencies.
Yeah.
It's consistencies over the season in the day, right? If you're gonna give a penalty, so that you gave a penalty yesterday, right? You give a penalty yesterday, nothing that, right? Give the same penalty in the day, right? In another game, another game. It's got to be some consistency because then at the day, right, right, you're always going to be under scrutiny. If you give away a soft penalty, we give a soft penalty, but the next match you don't do the same. Do you know what I mean? Even like in a Spurs and Brighton game and everything that, right? All these people, like the coaching staff and everything that, right? The manager was having this argument and then they had a bust up. The Tottenham manager was just standing there on his own, not minding his own business, and he gets a yellow card. And he's thinking, well, why are we giving me a yellow card? I wasn't involved in this. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's stupid little decisions like that. I don't mean to go back in the game, but the Arsenal game when we played at the Emirates and everything that, right? Gabriel blatantly handballed it and pushed it out. He literally pushes his hand. But then later on, we got a penalty against us and everything that, which was a soft penalty. Do you understand what I'm getting at? So the more blatant, obvious penalty that should have been given wasn't given, but a soft and not so obvious penalty was given. Do you know what I mean? There has to be some form of consistency with the referees. You cannot be giving this decision and then not giving that decision. Do you know what I mean? Because it leaves us wondering. Do you know what I mean? It leaves us wondering, well, what are you doing there? What kind of job are you doing there? Do you know what I mean? Like, That's what I'm saying. Like, yesterday, I've seen those penalties given, I've seen those penalties haven't given, nothing that. Yes, at the day, if you ask me, was it a soft penalty? I would say, yes, it was a soft penalty, but penalty nonetheless. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there needs to be some consistency. I'm fed up with it. These referees thinking that number one, and they're above the law. They can do anything they want. Yeah. And two, and they no consistency. You know what I mean? And then like with the VAR, listen, don't get me started on VAR. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like there needs to be some consistency. So I do agree with sort of like with Gunnar Lee and everything that, right? You know, it can be seen as not a penalty. Do you know what I mean? It can be seen as not as that and because it was soft. But I've seen them given and I've seen them haven't given. So we need some form of consistency when it comes to referees. And as for the guy, the elbow Robertson and everything that, right? You know what I mean? He needs to be banned and everything. And he got Roy Keane and everything that calling Robertson a baby and Gary Neville calling him a baby and everything that. And I'm thinking, shut your mouth, man. Seriously, shut up. Just shut your mouth
as well. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, and look, I didn't even want to bring that up, but I'll be honest with you. You as a ex-professional to be coming out and saying that kind of stuff, yeah. Whether you're from a rival, whether you have hatred towards that person, You're paid to do a job, and your job is to analyze football. Now, look, it was a talking point. It was a talking point, and again, I didn't see it during the game or after the game because obviously I was at the studio, so I didn't see that stuff. I then saw it this morning, and when I saw it, I couldn't. I watched it on YouTube, so and I couldn't believe that he said that. I literally couldn't believe. And you know, you've got 3 other people in there laughing their head off, like they've just I don't know, like they've just slapped somebody, you know, like I don't know, like it was so stupid. And I'm like, yo, you 4 people in there are disgraceful. Like, and I always say this, like I always come at Liverpool when it's jibes and stuff but it's always done in jest. I don't take the mick out of Liverpool like I don't do them things there. And you know, I wouldn't do it to Spurs. I wouldn't do it to no team because why? Like, why go above and beyond your station? You are an ex-professional. This guy is the same guy that almost broke Haaland's dad's leg. This is the same guy, you know. This is the same.
Yeah.
And now
he's done his career. He's done his career. Remember, he's done his career, you know.
And you know, the tackles, the fights that he had with Patrick Vieira, all done, you know, within the realms of football, but fine. But I'm also saying, look, let's now take accountability. Let's now say, look, things could be done in the heat of the moment. Let's say that, look, Robertson might have lost his head a tiny bit, but brother, like, come on, man, like, it's football, and you as an ex-professional, you should be doing all you can to say, do you know what, he might have lost his head, and you know, all of these things. But then for you to laugh, and even Jamie Carragher, wasn't he in the studio? Wasn't he there? Yeah. Listen, man, I'm like, yo, like Jamie Carragher is another one. Like, I'm seeing you, you know, for me, I wouldn't want my ex legend coming out saying, oh, things about Van Dijk, what he's been saying recently. And like, I just, for me, there's a way of doing things. There's an honorable way of doing things. I think I'm very honorable, and I don't think that he should be doing that. But that's just my opinion on it.
You got pundits or ex-professionals who are pundits actually acting like, to me, what they actually look at the social media element of it. So they're trying to get clicks and likes. So a lot of what they're saying isn't necessarily just about football. No, it's all right, how do we get a sound bite that we can put on YouTube or on TikTok, or whatever the case may be, to generate interest behind viewership for our channel, whichever channel it is that they're on. Roy Keane has, to me, a part to play. He's a character now. So there are certain times you'll see him and you'll get a proper honest view, and then certain times to me is more like almost like something that's scripted for him to say, well, all right, y'all want me to say something controversial? Here's something controversial that will get a sound bite that we can put on YouTube or on Twitter or whatever the case may be for likes. I mean, it is what it is. Calling him a big baby and he should learn how to defend as opposed to just talking about the incident was just madness. But it is what it is, man. I think, as I was telling you, Barnes, an elbow should be looked at in the same way. If a player had done it, what would be the penalty? All right, pass it on and let's move. Since Howard Webb has come back, the PGMOL has been sending out almost every week there's an apology for some team. How does it help Brighton to get an apology letter? How does it help Arsenal to get an apology? How does it help City to get an apology?
I wanted to ask you, did you think it was a penalty then? Did you know the one that they actually got? Did you think? Because I honestly, I don't think that was a penalty, man. And you know what me, I'm actually saying it's not because of Arsenal. I'm saying I don't think it was a penalty. The same way how I don't think that the incident, as you're saying about at Spurs, I think that was a penalty. I'm saying I do see that there's credence for the last opportunity that you had from Salah. I feel like Gabriel put his arms around him and he was almost trying to take his shirt. So I can see that being a penalty. So it's not me cheating now. It's not me, you know, I'm not blaming the ref. No. I'm not saying that penalty wasn't a penalty. It wasn't.
Yeah, but you know what? Right?
There were 3 incidents to me yesterday. Right, there was that one, and then there were 2 on Salah. One where he kicked it over where he was being pulled back by 30 and 8 Gabriel, and then in the very last minute when Gabriel gave him the full embrace from behind. Those 2 were actually more contact.
I don't think the other
than the other one, but. The problem is the way the sport is being officiated now. That's how it happens. If you're behind a player and he stops and you make contact with that player, that's what they look at. There was the problem is we use the term "there was contact." That's what's written in the rules or the laws or whatever you want to call it. There was contact, and that's the problem. And usually this is what I do. Whenever there's a controversial decision, I flip the script and say, all right, if that was Van Dijk and that was Gabriel Jesus, what would I say? And I would say, yeah, it's soft, but you know what? You can't win the ball from that position. So there's nothing you can do from that position if you initiate contact from behind the player that's going to win you the ball. If you look at some other calls that were given during the game, there were some other little touch fouls that Turney gave as well. And you think to yourself, well, all right, now you can see why you gave that as a penalty, because that really wasn't a foul, but you gave it this one. And it was for both sides. So the inconsistency wasn't, he was favoring you or favoring us. Yeah. As Uncle Ross said, he's just rubbish, man. I mean, I try not to talk with the referees. It spoils it for me.
You know what it is? Sorry to jump in. You know what it is, Guna? I think what it is at the day is like that penalty yesterday. Yes, I agree with you 100%. It was soft. You know what I mean? But the fact is that the day I've seen him given and I've seen him not given. And that's when I say to myself, like, consistency has to come into play. Do you know what I mean? You have to be consistent across the board. Do you know what I mean? You cannot be giving away, giving soft penalties to some teams, but not giving soft penalties to other teams. You know what I mean? This is where you get the consistency, and this is where you get sort of like the kind of like the anger, because you think to yourself, just do your job. You're paid to do a job. Just do it. Do you know what I mean? It's either like it's a penalty, and if it is a penalty, then for that, well, I'm going to give that penalty, that same sort of penalty across the board. Or if it's not a penalty, I'm not going to give that penalty across the board. But they don't do that. It's just half and half. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then, you know, like, obviously, mans like yourself will say, like, you know what, that wasn't a penalty. That wasn't a penalty because it was so soft. But then what happens in certain games, not just like the game we played at the Emirates, not just that. Look at the game at the day that Man City played against Everton in last season in their title charge. You know what I mean, right? Rodri blatantly handballs in the area. They didn't even bother looking at VAR. Everybody in that ground knew that was a penalty. They didn't even bother looking at VAR and everything that. Do you know what I mean? That game,
a brown envelope got past that idea. Let me just call it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's inconsistent. I can't say
it. Allegedly. Make sure you put that in there before you. I don't want him to come.
I want to answer something quick before you jump off. You made a comment about the age and maturity of your team. Is that a concern for you now in the home stretch?
Boy, we're gonna find out, man. We're gonna, I keep saying we're gonna find out if they're made men or they're not gonna make it this season. And I think similar to what you guys had again. It's so funny that Arsenal is just like Liverpool from 4 years ago. Like, we are literally a carbon copy of how you play, and
the same way how you.
Sir,
you took our spot.
Yeah. We took your spot, man. We took your spot. Yeah. Literally, and I think it's funny.
Go on, Lee.
The thing with Klopp, where you kind of look at him, you're saying, do you know what? The thing you love about him is now the thing that you don't like about him, or the thing that's letting him stay back, where he trusts too many players, and now you don't like it. Whereas before, that was like the thing that kept you guys going. I think the thing that we love about Arsenal is the thing that they're so young, they're so vibrant, they're so enthusiastic. But with that comes immaturity. With that comes poor decision making. So I think as a young man, the things that I'm gonna do at Saka's age aren't the same things I'll do now. Like the way that I talk to people, it's different. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but. It's all going to come down to that Man City game. I think if we can leave that Man City game, not like getting a point, at least a point, I think we'll win the league, because I think we'll know that we have to go to Newcastle and we'll redeem ourselves. I think if we lose, to see that it's done, man. I think it's done. And listen, man, I'm going to have either tears or I'm going to have listen.
If you lose the league. If you lose the league, if you lose the league, right, which I hope you don't. I hope you don't lose the league in the day, right? What would you say? What would your feelings be?
got the two Bajans up there, and they're onto me, man. They're onto me. Bro. They're onto me, man. You know what? I know these man got receipts. They got everything coming. I'm like, yo, man. I've had my same number for like 20 years, and now I'm gonna have to change it. I'm gonna have to make.
Stop that.
I'm like, everything's gonna have to change because I got these two guys up here. I got the man them with Coppish. I'm like, oh man.
Listen, you know me. You know I've been bantering you 0 for 4. You saw my tweet Saturday. I get my popcorn ready. Daps send me my payment. You know what I mean? Look, I'll be honest.
Nice, you know, it's not easy, you know.
And this is just me being honest, Kuna. If you man win the league, I would actually give you guys your kudos and be like, you know what? You deserve that title because you
for real, man.
Team this entire season. You've played the best football this entire season, right? I would call a spade a spade. City, let me see what can happen with the alleged investigations, but let me see what happens there. The alleged word into them comments because I don't want nobody clipping me up or coming after me. We too young of a channel to be dealing with anything.
100%.
But look,
no, but even
season with Saturday yesterday. You guys. For me, that Arsenal Liverpool game for me was the best game of the season of all the games.
One of the best for us.
Man,
good game that one.
Back and forth. A lot of really good football, and you know what, Guna, you should be proud of your squad with how young they are and how they're playing as a team. They've come a long way. They went from learners to being non-learners anymore. This Cal was on learning.
You know why it's hard. It's hard as well because you know one thing about Man City. When it comes to crunch time, they always deliver. They always, whether it, you know, they've won with what I don't know if they won in goal difference, but they've won by 1 point against you guys twice, against Man United. They've won against, you know, against
11 millimeters.
11 millimeters. Remember that season with Bobby? 11 millimeters with the goal line.
From John Stones. There you go. So I think for me, you think of every crunch game that, you know, Man City, you know, every title decider, Leicester, when they, you know, the company finished from like 30 yards, the Aguero moment against QPR, the moment when they played you in the league in 11 millimeters, against John Stones and was it Salah? Was it Mane?
It was Firmino. If it was Bobby.
Firmino. And then even, as you said, last season, they beat you, 2-1? Did they beat you 2-1?
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. So I think every single moment, every season.
But last season,
it's the matches against them that matter. So if you go to the
we drew against them. Did we get
the draw?
Did we draw against them in the league?
At Anfield, we did.
Yeah, but we drew them against them at Etihad as well.
Did we lose at Etihad last season?
No. It was 1-1. It was 1-1. No, it was 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, we drew against them.
Yeah. We didn't draw.
We drew against them.
We dropped points.
So I think, but every single moment that they get to show that they are, you know, ready to win the league, they do it pretty much every single moment. You know, when you expect them to lose. And look, the way I'm looking at it is like, and I think all the stats are saying, if they win every game from now to the end of the season, they will have won, I think, 17 games in a row. Crazy. But that's the levels that we're up to now, man. That like I think Jose Mourinho, when, you know, his team beat Pep, they had to get 100 points. So it's so difficult, man. It's so difficult. But the way I've got it in my head is, if Man City lose 1 point, one game, the maximum they can get is 92 points. 92 points. So they need to drop points somewhere, hopefully. So I don't know, man. Obviously, you lot couldn't do nothing against them. So I don't know, man. Hard.
Points is still to be dropped. Don't worry.
It's hard. But listen,
to be dropped.
City will drop points.
Do it, man. You need to go out there. You need to go out there. You need to go out there and do it.
I got to shoot, man. I got family.
Appreciate you coming on.
Hey, bless up, Guna. Listen, Guna, I'm gonna get with you on Instagram still. I'm gonna get with you still.
Yeah, definitely. Shout me.
I'm gonna get with you, bro.
I had to come and face the pain, man. Because you, man, I would have never been able to live, man. I would.
Yeah, good as a real one, man. He's a real one. Good as a real one, brother. I take it back, you know, Guna. Guna, take it back, man. I take it back. You're a real one.
You know what? I can't, man. Listen, I can't. It's too much. But yeah, listen, man. I appreciate you, man, always. And yeah, I'm sure I'll catch up in a bit with you, man. But yeah, listen,
for
love
sure.
it always.
Big up,
Man.
brother.
Bless up,
Love
man.
it.
man.
Let me get through some of these. Here. Ensman, big up, bro.
Big ends, man.
Arsenal will only know if it's a point gained or 2 points dropped if they win the league or not. Facts.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron based on Arsenal being class. Yep, they are.
Respect.
Big up D1. Well done, Liverpool. we helped them out big. You don't even know. It definitely changed the atmosphere. The game was fizzling out before that. Yep. Facts. Bless up, kid.
Bless up, yeah.
Arsenal was lucky to get a point. Yeah. Yep. Should have been 4 or 5. Yep. Our XG was 3.9. Yeah, they don't pay attention to that XG stuff, man. Big up, Aaron. Henry Red Baker channel, big up to you.
Big up, big up.
Big up Jamie Phillips football chats. Big up Jamie. Everyone, make sure you
Jamie Phillips.
subscribe over to Jamie's channel, man. Good lad that is, man. LFC Aaron. The title is in
City's hands right now, in my opinion. Points on the board. There's still points on the board, so
Arsenal has to go to City's ground and get a result. That's the truth.
If you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best. That's
Facts.
it.
Yep, facts. I'm rooting for the Gooners for the respect of Arteta players and fans showed us yesterday. Yeah, you know what? This Arsenal team has really changed my mind as a club and how they are. I respect them a lot. They played for 20 minutes Arsenal. The rest of the game, they were dead. Martin, was missing. Saka was missing. Yeah. Redbird ends.
I think the tweaks that we made as a team actually nullified Odegaard and Saka to a large degree. And Saka actually had, in the second half, he beat Ibu and I think it was Robbo in the box. Had a chance to put in a cross, which he then fluffed after doing all the good work. Which is one of them chances that the Arsenal men were talking about when they were saying they could have easily won it as well.
Statman Stubbs. Big up Statman Stubbs. Big up boys. This is a good day. It's Monday. The sun's shining in Toronto. It's plus degrees. I happy. We got a result yesterday. We showed some mental fortitude. I got nothing to complain. about. Looking forward to being on this show soon, bro. Today.
Oh, you on this show later? Yeah. Cool.
That was a madness. Yeah, Marquet linesman being investigated, and so he should.
As he should be,
Spot on. It was the same linesman that got Robbo sent off at Spurs. Wow, I did not know that.
Okay, so there's some agenda there. Yeah.
No, if you watch it back, Robbo and the linesman had an issue before halftime, and Robbo smashed the ball, and I think it hit the linesman. And for me, that was the moment where I think everything changed as far as the linesman was concerned. Just watch it back, and you see. Yeah.
Did the delivery do that to him then?
I think he was just there.
Robbo was clearing a ball, and he was right in front, and it hit the linesman. But after it hit the linesman, Robbo went over to the linesman and said something to him because there was an incident that the linesman didn't flag for right before that. So Robbo went over and had a word. And at that point then is where it sort of started. And then it carried on then to the halftime where the elbow came in. And then after that, you can see the other things that happened.
Yeah. Market, there's an awful relation between players and officials. It's getting out of hand. Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
100%. I agree. Big up everyone in the chat. Let's hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, peoples. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. It does the channel wonders when you do that.
So where's Ting today? Where's Rasta Crab there?
Rasta Crab out doing family stuff. He's supposed to come to my house later on today to pick up some coconut bread, but I ain't see yet. And if he
Right, is that going on?
if he
Coconut bread, you know.
hope I can eat them.
When I got coconut bread in my yard, they'll stay long, you know. I mean, I beg Fred in a bit better. I don't beg Fred in a, so I don't beg Fred.
Listen, I pick up 2 this weekend, 2 big ones that we got this Bajan lady that makes them up here. One of them gone already. The other one halfway left. But if you people never had coconut bread for the Caribbean, oh man, you need
to get listen. You better mind for all gone. When he come round, he go ask the coconut, so we think there. God.
Kia, you are so right. Best league in the world, worst referees. Facts.
Yeah.
We need to do something with Annie Summer, man.
Yeah, you know what? I would even have a problem bringing up referees from the first division into the Prem and relegate some of these damn old men that just don't know how to call games properly. That's the truth.
Right.
Bring some in from Europe. Bring some from Europe.
Bring stuff from Europe. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know which referee I really like? You see the ref that ref the World Cup finals? That Polish referee, the ballhead one.
Yeah.
He reffed that final game so well. His whole World Cup, all the games he reffed in was fantastic.
Yeah. It's a pity you ain't got so much of them around that can do their job properly. Do you know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
It's been a load of inconsistencies and a load of bad decisions. It's been really bad decisions. And then what actually happens, as you said, Bajan Pop, in the game now, they have to start and make up for it now. They have to start giving decisions to the other team and then that they shouldn't get, put that way. Do you know what I mean? Because they're trying to make up for it. They're trying to level it out. So why not just do right in the first place? Then you won't have to level it out.
That's right. Right, Bird, you're right. Refs do have big egos.
Yeah, and they're very narcissistic, man.
Big up
Liverpool 12th, man.
Locked out to get a point for that game, but the seed of doubt for that title is very even if they don't want to admit it. Yeah, they did. I don't know if it's luck. We just didn't. Was it clinical? But Ramsdale made some fantastic saves yesterday.
He did. He's quality.
Your bacon, because Salah's one to me was the best one of the lot because that was going top bins and he took a deflection too.
But it took a deflection as well. It took a slight deflection.
Yeah.
So I went further up into the top bins and he stretched and got his hand on that. Look, give Ramsey.
Yeah.
And that's just to show how stupid Gareth Southgate is. That you still got Jordan Pickford as the number 1 goalkeeper for England when Ramsdale should be number 1 keeper or Nick Pope. Either one of them is way better of a goalkeeper than Pickford, but Pickford still gets that nod every single time. Craziness.
Yeah.
Forget England, man.
Yeah, you can say that because you born in Germany.
You born in Germany? You born which part?
Yeah, man.
Which part?
Hildesheim.
Yeah, because I was in Germany as well, for a while, I was in there for 18 months. I was down by South Germany. I was down in Mannheim. And then I was at a little park called Sandhofen. I was there for about eight months. Then I went up to Dulleman. Like Munster area, and you got Dortmund, and you got like you got all this place up there. You got Dusseldorf is near there as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, Dusseldorf, nice, blood. Yeah, brother. Don't make me cuss a bad word, Stop it now. You know what I mean? I like Germany, man. No, serious. Germany is nice, man. Yep. You got a place like Hamburg. Oh, brother, Hamburg is popping off, man. It's off the chain. Wuppertal, that's like a little village. Yeah, man. It was nice. I enjoy my time in Germany. I'm trying to get back there for a couple of months. Make a change in it and come back still, man. Yeah, man. If I get back there, it'll be nice. You know what I mean?
Big up Revenite. Kara turned into a knob on Sky. Kara's been a knob for a while.
Nice characters. They're playing characters. That's what we maintain here. There are characters on there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They want clicks. So you're right in saying that. They want clicks and likes. That's what they want. It's true. It's so true. But
sure.
yeah, there are characters.
Yeah.
Because you know something. Let me say something quick. Yeah. You know what it is. Yeah. You know all these channels like this. All these. Karen, stop that. You know all these channels like this. Channels like this in the day, right? With real people, they're taking over. Because we're real people. We are real fans. We're not ex-footballers. Do you know what I mean, right? We're real fans, you know what I mean, that supported our club for years upon years upon years and everything that. So this is taken over. So they've had to employ a load of people at the end of the day, right? Give them get them YouTube channels and employ them and say, yeah, go and put the content out. Like people like Flex and all them sort of people there. Do you understand what I'm getting at? We are the real people. People like Carragher and then day, right? I'm not being funny at the day, right? Defender for Liverpool and for that, right? He wasn't like, I don't think he was spectacular. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he was, but hey, that's just me. But like these people, and I'm not being funny. To me, they're not real fans. We are the real people that put out the real content, man, and that's what they don't like. So they get all these people and they to do all these sound bites and this and that, all these knobheads at the day on Talk Sport. Sorry, but I have to call them that because at the end of the day, right, what Simon Jordan was coming out with today, and what's the other one? Some other guy anyway, Jim White and the old Man City manager was coming out with today was ridiculous. You know what I mean? So we are the real people that do the real stuff. Yep,
facts. Good day, man. Sorry I wasn't able to come on. Family stuff. Rasta Crab, that's your boy there.
Big up Crab.
Big up Rasta Crab, man. Anyway, there, family.
Big up Dugout Football Channel. Big up. Blessings for coming in.
Yeah.
Right, man.
We did miss the penalty, though. It wasn't like Arsenal got an advantage out of it. Yeah, we did miss one. A disadvantage is true.
Yeah, it's very true.
Guna Lee's in trouble. Aye.
He was off with that. It kills me. It kills me, man. I found a newfound respect for Guna Lee. You know, I got a newfound respect for him still. Kills me.
They won by the hand of Rodri. Shaking my head. Manchester cheaters are resilient. Yeah, boy. That was crazy. Big up EK. City remind me of Van Damme and Jeff Warrant this time of the season. Just round hoe kicks everywhere.
EK's a savage, blood. He's a savage.
I can be on Statman Stubbs' channel in less than an hour, Redbird.
Yeah, I'll tune into that, but I'll tune into that still.
Big up, Marianne.
Big up.
Yeah, but that's it for us. Match reaction. We didn't do any ratings today because we had some topics that we needed to get chopped up. I mean, ratings. I mean, that's splitting hairs, to be honest with you. It was a terrible first 30 minutes, and then fantastic game for a lot of the lads for the remaining of the game. And they showed some real cojones and pride, I should say, for the rest of that game to fight back from being 2-0 down to drop this game and come away with a point. So big up to the lads. Hopefully to move on. We've got this whole week to do training. Our next game is next week, Tuesday, against
Monday.
Monday.
Is it Monday?
Yeah, Monday. Monday.
Monday.
So we've got some time to get some reps in and to build on top of this. And there is a possibility of being hearing that Diaz will probably be in that game. It was fantastic to see Thiago back. And when he got onto that game, as Pops had talked about, with some simple changes, that made field went up a notch with Thiago in saucing. Oh man, he was sprinkling his spice. Look, he was just doing so. Yeah. I miss that guy. Miss him.
Yeah.
Oh man, miss him bad. But yeah, it can. I think we need more fan channels because we truly love our clubs. I can't tell how many players in my lifetime have cried over and still miss and think of. Yeah, there's a lot of players that we've missed over our time for sure. Big show,
Yeah,
Jim.
Marianne.
Yeah, man. Big up,
man.
big up.
Respect.
Yeah, so peoples, we've got we're gonna try to see what we can do for the rest of the week. I'll keep you guys abreast, and if we're gonna bring in any more content, we probably will do a couple of little fun ones this week just to keep stuff going. Uncle Rods, you need any of us on your channel for any content you want to bring up, you showed us, let us know. You know, we always there to support.
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt, man. You guys in there are doing an amazing job, man. You're doing an amazing job, and keep up the good work, man. I always big you guys up on any channel that I'm on and say, you know what I mean? Keep the good work up. You're doing an amazing job. And listen, as I say, likewise, anytime you need me to come on your channel, I'm there, man. Just contact me morning, noon, or night. I'm just there still because I think you guys are doing an amazing job. And that's what I'm trying to say. We are the real ones, you know what I mean? People like us that take time out and do this stuff. So yeah, man, just keep up the good work, man. People like and subscribe to the Bajan Barnes' channel, Bajan Reds TV. Like and subscribe, man. You've got no excuses. Like and subscribe, you know what I mean? You know, you got like Bajan Pops, you got Rasta Crab. Trust me, man. The Bajan man, they might take over, man. You know. I know. And I got an affinity with the Bajan people there. I got an affinity with the Bajan people because like my family are Vincy's, man. Vincy still.
We neighbors, we family. That's how it goes, man.
So that's what I'm saying, my family.
West Indies, man.
Yeah, you know those ones, isn't it? So like, listen, let them say, man.
We family all together. We Caribbean people. We all want.
Yeah, of course we are. Listen, keep up the good work, man, because I enjoy your content and stuff.
Big up to you. You're getting your subscribers count is climbing pretty quick, which is awesome. I'm so happy to see that, man. You do a lot of work and you put in a lot of an effort and time into the amount of content you push out, man. So big up to you, Ensman TV.
Yeah, well. Appreciate, bro.
Yeah, man. So everyone, make sure you head over to Uncle Rod's channel as well, Anfield Rods, and smash a like and subscribe to his channel as well. And let's get Uncle Rod's and Ensman TV up to 1,000 subscribers before I'd say before May. Let me have all three
any season. Before any season.
Any season. I want to see Ensman TV, Uncle Anfield Rods, and Bajan Reds TV all over 1K subscribers. That is my wish for all these channels. But we can keep collaborating together as a team and helping out all the other channels as well, because we're one family. Big up to Kopish for giving us his support.
We do it together.
On all those guys, Jamie Phillips Football Chats. I respect all those men tremendously, and they've been nothing but a wicked part of resource for us to push out content and giving us some pointers.
Big up Monts, big up Roms, big up Ends, man. 12 man, I hear you. Barnes, you're frozen. I'm gonna read 12 man's comment here. Bun the respect for Arsenal. My Reds. Players like Martin Jesus were wearing goggles on their dives, and Jacques is beyond disrespectful, not champion quality. And Ends man agreeing, bun them for real.
Everyone's not nice, you know. That's what. Everyone's not easy there. Yeah, the Arsenal man on the show yesterday because I'm gonna put you in the middle. So when you start hyping up, you can get a rush, you know.
I saw you had him in the center squirming, man.
Everyone's not easy, man.
Surrounded by a sea of red, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm gone.
I think he lost there. He can jump back on.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
There we go.
Yeah, he's coming.
Yeah, he coming.
Computer glitches.
Yeah, so it goes sometimes, my brother. So it goes. I got Cal on my show tomorrow, you know.
Tomorrow.
Cal's coming on my show tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. Cal's coming on still.
So notifications, so hopefully could people in.
Yeah, it will be there.
Yeah,
for
man.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
I will be watching.
12 man supposed to be coming out too. 12 man supposed to be releasing. Looking out 12 man. I hear they got something coming off the assembly line. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. I'm looking out for that. I'm gonna give him some support on that because he came on my show the other day, man, and he was wicked.
Spitting
he was
facts.
Good.
Facts and figures.
Yeah, he's good. He was good.
Yeah,
he was good.
Redbird, you're right. We are family.
Yeah, man, that's what it is. We're all family, blood. We're all family. That's what. You know what it is? I've got the WhatsApp group, yeah, and it's a footballing family group. I've got beer fans in there from different corners. I've got I've got Tottenham man in there. I've got Man United man in there. I've got Arsenal man in there. I've got Chelsea man in there. Huddersfield Town man in there. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, and Arsenal fan in there. So I just spread the gospel because what I want at the end of the day is like a networking system at the end of the day. So like for you, Bajan, if you're looking to collaborate with a Tottenham fan, you got them in a group. You know what I mean? If you look at, if anybody looking to collaborate with a Man United fan, they're in the group. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get the group bigger with all different fans, so we can all network together. When we rise, we all rise together. You see my talk board? Because so it's going on. Exactly. One goal, brother. One goal.
That's what we got to do. That's how we got to do it. Exactly. I agree with you. But everyone, big up for everyone that's been in the comments. Thanks for supporting us. This has been a watch along match. Not the watch along match. Reaction here for Arsenal, Liverpool. We will see you all later. Big up.
Bless.
Peace, love, and respect, man. Peace, love.